So, what's our cold open, boys?
I think you just did it.
So, what's our cold open, boys?
I think you just did it.
Wow, that was weird. Did you feel that? That was like some kind of hiccup in time, but it wasn't quite accurate. It was more like a fart in time, maybe.
You're so data.
Treksploration.
Is that
Hello and welcome back to Treksploration. I'm Albie.
You say that again, Albie?
You might want to share.
Rick was
Hello.
talking. Rick was
Oh,
talking.
good.
Now I'm talking.
Okay. Which one of us is the real one?
Say it again.
It's
The
me.
little one.
It's me with
Okay.
absolutely no explanation. It's me.
We will discuss that.
Hello and welcome back to Treksploration. I'm Albie.
I'm Chris.
I'm John.
And I'm
And
Rick.
today we have a very special guest, Rick Tatro, Admiral Rick Tatro.
Howdy.
How you doing?
I'm great.
Is he admiral or cadet? I'm so confused.
Depends
You
where
know,
it goes.
you know how they made radar a corporal captain?
Yes.
I'm a cadet admiral.
I don't like it. I don't like it one bit.
No, I don't know how to make it.
I remember. I remember that scene from MASH like vividly. I don't know. I think of it sometimes.
Grey's Anatomy is just MASH, but not in like a mobile army hospital unit. It's just in a hospital.
MASH only lasted 10 years. I felt like it was on for
11.
30 years.
It was on for 11
I've been
seasons.
12. I have the whole set. I bought them a season at a time.
Ran for something
On
like
VHS.
6 years longer than the
Yeah, these are
actual
DVD.
war.
DVD, yeah. Hawkeye. It's not a chicken. It's not a chicken. I'm still not okay.
Yeah.
So it's been forever, boys. This is crazy. I think we took the whole month of June off. Sorry, anybody who is hanging on for our next episode. But sometimes we take vacations, hiatuses. So now, before we talk about We'll Always Have Paris, because remember, we'll always have it, so we can talk about it in a little bit. Before we do that, let's catch up on with everybody. John, don't call me Johnny, John Irons, the beautiful John Irons, who was nowhere near the reflecting pool on June 19th. How have you been?
You can't prove that.
I've been advised not to speak on the various topics. I've been fine. I've been reading. I've been going to the movies a lot.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
So I saw.
What'd you see?
I've seen Master of the Universe. I've seen Backrooms. I've seen what else? What haven't I seen?
Supergirl.
I've not seen Supergirl yet. It as of recording, it came out technically last night, but it's Thursday night, so I'll see it, this weekend.
It was so difficult not to see it last night because Serenity went to her mom's yesterday afternoon, so there was just no way. And I looked for like early screenings, Amazon screenings, like special screenings, nothing. So we got to wait till Saturday.
What else have I seen?
Like common people.
Like cavemen, like freaking cavemen.
And are you seeing like? Oh, I saw Toy Story 5.
Oh wow, Toy Story, that's awesome.
It was good. I saw that may be it actually. Well, as far as like the past 2 weeks, maybe it.
Backrooms looked okay. Rennie liked all the backroom videos on YouTube, but she thinks the movie would be too scary.
It's not terribly scary at all.
It's not that. It's more. There's a couple of jump scares. There's one scene that's kind of gory. But that's it's as scary as. It's slightly worse than Gremlins.
Okay.
You know what? Poltergeist. It's as scary as Poltergeist.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's seen Poltergeist
Yeah.
in the theater, so if she
I
did
would-
Poltergeist, she can do Backrooms.
Yeah,
My
I
14-year-old wasn't bothered by it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know why? Because there is peace and serenity in the light. And
That's true.
Serenity,
Where's the
she's
light,
named.
Caroline?
She's right in the light. I mean, so
She's so bright.
that's her sweet zone.
Chris, where
Hi.
have you been?
Oh my God. I have had family here, and also I've been seeing like concerts and stuff. So I went up to Schenectady. My dear friend Eric, my buddy Eric, and his wife Sarah, they got me for my birthday tickets to see David Lee Roth at Proctor's. Proctor's is the theater in
Awesome.
Schenectady. The concert with Diamond Dave was a dream come true. It was absolutely terrible and absolutely awesome. It was an amazing spectacle, as only David Lee Roth can pull off. But man, he cannot sing anymore.
I was gonna say, can he sing? Can he move? Does he move?
And no, he can move. He can move. He's not doing like he's not doing like flying V kicks off of the drum stand anymore. No, he's not like 1980 David Lee Roth. However, I mean, he gets out there. The thing is, he comes out in this like these leather overalls with like this weird jacket on and these like white boots, and he thinks it's like Liberace if Liberace kept on living, but Liberace became David Lee Roth. And he just is, he's Dave. He's primping. He's preening. It's all about him all the time. And he's always turned up to 25, not even 11, 25. And, the band that he had with him was like note perfect, because there was none of the stuff I wanted to see. I don't know if anybody knows this. I probably talked about it a little bit. I'm a huge Van Halen. I love Van Halen. But I actually really, really, really like Dave's solo stuff. I like his I like, Paradise and California Girls, all this Just a Gigolo, like all the stuff that he's done. I will frequently say to my computer, play David Lee Roth, not Van Halen. David Lee Roth. I really do enjoy his solo stuff. He cannot sing anymore, so there was none of that. He had like a background, like singers, like 4 of them, doing all of like the chorus stuff that I guess that Eddie used to do. Eddie and Mike used to do a lot of the chorus stuff on Van Halen, and he had like a whole background set doing that stuff to carry him, so that he could just make like errant noises like James Brown into the microphone. Yeah. And it became real and kind of nice, because he sat down to sing Ice Cream Man, which is maybe my favorite Van Halen song. He had the acoustic guitar. So he could carry that a little bit, and it was nice. And then, of course, the best part of Ice Cream Man is when it kicks into the guitar solo towards the end. And again, the band that was behind him, it was like seeing Van Halen, because it was like listening to the albums. So I had an amazing time watching him not sing for several hours to the greatest hits of Van Halen from the 70s to the mid 80s. He didn't do any Sammy stuff. He didn't do, I think they might have done Dreams, maybe, if I recall, but it was all just like classic Van Halen. Beyond that, I went to see a Yacht Rock Review, Jones Beach here. So that's essentially like early mid 70s to early 80s soft rock. And it was a lot of fun. My sister got us the tickets because my brother was up visiting from Florida. So I've been going to concerts and hanging with family and just doing my thing, but it's not about me. It's about David Lee Roth, because it's always about David Lee Roth. And I saw him with Van Halen, like when Eddie was still alive. Gotta be 10 years ago. He couldn't sing then. He's even worse now. But I urge you, if he's in your neighborhood, go see him, because he'll be dead soon, and you'll be sad that you didn't see David Lee Roth. So that's how I look at it. He's on my list of artists to see before they drop dead. And
Very
I got
cool.
to see him. I checked it off.
Who else is on the
Very
list?
Funny you should ask. When I was at the Yacht Rock Review was the name of the concert at Jones Beach. They were selling tickets for $30 special.
Okay.
Double bill, John Fogerty and Steve Winwood. John Fogerty's fine. I like Creedence. I really like John
That
Fogerty.
is very yacht rock, yeah.
but Steve Winwood to me is like a rock and roll god. Like
the name sounds familiar. What's the biggest hit there?
You would know Steve Winwood as the synth pop god of the 80s with Valerie and If You See a Chance and Back in the High Life Again.
Back in
That
the
was
Day,
Steve.
that was a big
That
one, yeah.
Yeah, that was later Steve Winwood when he had more record contracts, and it was the 80s, and he decided, I need to reinvent myself again to stay relevant. Let me just make more number one hits. But he goes back to the 60s with Traffic and with Blind Faith and Marshall Tucker Band. So he is like a perennial, like he's just like a musical savant. So the fact that I get to see Stevie Winwood for like $30 and then throw John Fogerty onto the bill, that's fine. That's great. But I buy every Traffic album I can find because I think Traffic is one of the band, not just a great, it's one of the bands to me. So
very cool. Yeah, $30 is like nachos at a normal concert.
Right? It's like $15 for Steve Winwood, $15 for John Fogerty. That's a pretty good deal.
It's a good
Deal. I'll take it.
Yep.
Very cool. Yeah.
You saw a chance and you took it, just like Steve Wood. He said you had to do that.
I was really missing you, Chris, so I had to sign up for Better Health. So Better Health is a good thing. Sign up below, link is below, and we'll talk about that more later.
I think that you're getting better health from Better Health than you get from talking to me. It's all about me. When you think David Lee Roth is bad, ask me about me.
Did they play Just a Gigolo?
No.
I would ask for my money back. That's the whole reason to go. Just saying.
He did do Panama though.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah,
So
I'll
there
take
we go.
that. That's good. Hot for Teacher. Yeah, of course.
Yep.
Right. Okay.
Definitely
Jump,
Hot for
except he didn't jump.
He did. They did do Jump, but no jumping. Nope.
Yeah. What is that? Over 40, you just can't do jumping anymore.
I'm like over 50. I can jump just fine.
Well, you're a specimen. Rick,
Hi.
Admiral Cadet Rick, how have you been on our vacation hiatus?
I have actually been enjoying being on hiatus for a change. Usually, I don't do so well at just sitting around doing nothing. But I've been doing a lot. Well, I've been taking my daughter to stuff. We saw Backrooms. I'd never heard of it. She wanted to see it, and so I went in completely blind about it and loved it. And then I went down the Backrooms rabbit hole on YouTube for like a week.
What's Backrooms about? Is it about like I remember from seeing like memes, like this is 10 years ago at least on the internet, like creepypasta, just about like liminal industrial spaces.
Yeah, the way it started
That's what it is. Yeah.
was
Okay.
like 10 years ago. Somebody posted on 4chan a picture of like this room. It had like yellow wall, like weird yellow wallpaper.
We're thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah, and it was just a picture, and then somebody put a caption on it later that said something like, if you find yourself in this room and you don't know where you are, make sure you stay quiet, because if you hear something, that something definitely heard you, or something like that. And that just spawned this whole movement of creepypasta online. And then several creators started doing videos using Blender to just create these spaces. And one of the best ones is this guy, Kevin Pixels, I think. Anyway, he's the one who did the movie. And they would just do these videos that would range in quality and in length. Some being an hour long, some being 10 minutes long or whatever. Of just like people getting stuck in these spaces where it's just this never ending yellow wallpapered office space, and they're just wandering around and there's nothing in there, there's no one in there, they can't get out, and then there are monsters that eventually find them and kill them in horrible ways, but it's all POV, like found footage stuff. It's some of it's really stupid, some of it's really, really incredible, as far as just this weird, it's almost Lovecraftian in it takes the familiar and makes it terrifying. And then the best ones are where the monsters, you just barely glimpse them, and then the main character is running away from them, and then sometimes they just end up killing themselves by falling off a balcony or something, and then sometimes the monster gets them. Sometimes it's just the camera is looking at them as the battery's dying, and they're like, I don't know what I'm going to do.
So architectural horror. That sounds good.
Yeah.
I feel like the show Severance wouldn't have existed without that meme.
Yeah, there is a lot of similarity to Severance. Yeah.
I first was exposed to it from, I think, Film Theory. It did a long thing on it, and I watched that whole thing, and then I watched all the playlist videos, and it was pretty cool. So I'd probably go see it.
Yeah, I wouldn't. If you don't, I wouldn't say you have to see it on the big screen. I think it'll work just fine streaming at home. But it was.
I think it may be streaming at this point, or soon if it's not already. I think it might be on demand.
What was the other small film that blew up? I didn't see that one either.
Was it the
Obsession.
one with Indy Neverett from Superman and Lois?
Oh yeah, maybe that
right.
one.
She played Lana Lang's daughter, and I feel like she's like now the it girl for this little feature that they did. It kind of blew up. Anyway, my Instagram feed tells me this. I don't know. Maybe because I was following a lot of Superman and Lois stuff, she just happened to pop up. I don't know.
My Instagram feed tells me there's a lot of sales on bikinis this time of year.
Well, the thing about the Backrooms, and I don't know if this is going to be a good thing or not, is that I think it cost like $10 million to make the movie, and it made $221 million on its opening weekend. So I'm afraid it's going to become the next Blair Witch thing, where the next one will be this slick, polished Hollywood abomination. But
that's what they always accuse me of being, Rick. So,
although
nerve.
Porky Shadows has a couple good moments.
Hearing you talk about Backrooms reminded me of the other. I feel like I saw something else recently, and it was the Amazing Digital Circus.
Yeah, I was going to say TADC. I took my daughter and a couple of her friends to see it.
Hey, TADC is a serious condition, and I would thank you not to make light of it. All right, I don't choose to have TADC.
Actually, TADC is on my bands I need to see before this.
You know what else for NRBQ?
You know what else everyone needs to see before they die?
What?
We'll always have Paris.
We'll always have Paris.
Episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation. Let me open my document. Actually, I failed.
I worked hard on this document.
Did you send me the link?
Of course I did.
Okay.
I sent it to you like this morning.
Is that okay? I feel like that's part of my brand.
It's okay. You don't have to read it. It's fine. The only one who has to read it is me.
Yeah, I purposely didn't read your synopsis because I wanted to enjoy it in C2.
The thing is, I post the synopsis on the rundown only because I need it. But I don't want you guys to read it. I want you to hear it from me.
Hold on.
So you guys are doing just fine. Except for Albie.
Albie's lost.
I guess that BetterHelp is not helping at all, huh?
Yeah, the BetterHelp needs to help better.
Albie's computer's glitching.
Back in the
my hard drive exploded
again. It's funny you're talking about Backrooms, Rick, and I was talking about John Fogerty, and we've all seen the classic John Fogerty Unplugged where he's like, "There's a bathroom on the right." So I keep thinking of John Fogerty when you say Backrooms because I think bathrooms.
I suggested that to my daughter. I said, let's make a movie where it's all just someone's trapped in a yellow
that's what I thought.
restroom that just goes on forever, and we'll call it The Bathrooms. But
I was like, no, wait. Back in the High Life isn't Steve Winwood's big hit. It was Roll With It. That was probably his biggest hit of the 80s.
Roll with it. Yeah, but I think Back in the High Life too.
Well,
and Valerie.
Yeah.
And that's all 80s stuff. I mean,
that's but I feel like
I like that song.
Yeah.
I dated Valerie.
I thought the video was
I like the Monkees' Valerie better.
That's right. We are talking about We'll Always Have Paris. Stardate 41697.9, or the way we say it, 2364. The original air date, May 2nd, 1988. That's today. A really long time ago. Written by Deborah Dean Davis and Hannah Louise Shearer.
Given the time travel aspect, this could be today.
It could be. I've seen things that I can't describe.
That's today. Oh, wait. We did that already. Oh, no.
Yeah. But Christopher has found the words to describe this episode. So if you would please give us one of your amazing, infamous episode recaps.
All right. The Enterprise is en route to Serona 8. That's my Serona for shore leave. But Picard gets a jump on everyone, fencing with some rando crewmen who we never see again. But I feel like we're witnessing here the birth of the Renaissance Picard, the philosopher poet of the stars, like the captain he would become, or at least the birth of TNG's ongoing European cultural fetish. En garde, Rando, Picard proclaims. That's harder to read than it is to write. En garde, Rando, Picard proclaims. On guard, Rando, Picard proclaims again. Wow, my joke is going south. What's this? Some kind of micro time loop? And it happened to everyone aboard, including the computer. And right then, the Enterprise picks up a distress call from a research station run by Dr. Paul Mannheim. Mannheim has lots of wacky, unproved theories on time and has been conducting experiments in nonlinear time for 15 years, and no one has heard from him in all that time. What's more, Picard sort of freaks out when he hears Mannheim's name. Deanna clocks Picard's freaked outedness and says, I don't mean to pry, but get your head straight, bub. Picard is like, yeah, I'll take it under advisement. And just when you think he's going to walk it off and get to work, he reconsiders and heads for the holodeck. Location? Paris, Café d'Artiste, a warm spring day 15 years ago. The computer conjures up a fancy dining terrace overlooking a futuristic Paris, complete with accordion music, only it's not an accordion. The tune is being played on what can best be described as a Technicolor phallusphone, tromboner, French horny, marimba, a cockenspiel, a pipe-laying organ.
Wow.
Take your pick, I guess, because this thing looks like a tray of erect candy-colored Steely Dans, which is fitting because reeling in the years may be an appropriate soundtrack for this day in Picard's life. Picard confides in the holowaiter. I was supposed to have a date here with a lady 15 years ago, but I stood her up, and maybe I was young and maybe didn't want to be tied down and didn't really know what I wanted and say, wait a minute, enough of this nonsense. Back on the bridge, they discover that the time glitch wasn't just localized to the Enterprise. They contact Mannheim's lab and a lady answers. Picard orders her and Mannheim beam directly to sickbay. The lady in question is Mannheim's wife, Janice, and Mannheim is in a bad way, seizing and shaking, but you can barely notice over the smoldering looks Janice and Picard share. This is obviously the girl he stood up all those years ago, but down to business. The rest of Mannheim's team was recently killed while conducting an experiment. They still don't really know what happened. Mannheim's theory says that you can bend the constancy of time to gain access to other dimensions. Obviously, his experiments have become dangerous, and the lab is sealed against investigation. Enter Crusher. She is Avi hella jealous over the whole Picard Janice doe-eyed stares, but keeps it professional. Mannheim's neurochemistry is all janked up. He's got maybe 2 days to live. What's more, the time loops are happening again. Data dubs them the Mannheim effect. Mannheim wakes up and rants, I have touched another dimension. Part of me is still there, and it's freaking me out. And the window we opened must be closed, or it will rip into the fabric of the galaxy, and we won't be able to perceive reality the same way ever again. We interrupt these dire warnings for more romantic drama between Janice and Jean-Luc, and they are obviously suited for one another, and this isn't quite as cringe as I feared. No heartbroken accusations from a woman scorned, no drama, just two adults rationally talking about old fears and regrets and how refreshing and good job, Deborah Dean Davis and Hannah Louise Shearer. Oh yeah, the time-death vortex thingy into dimensions unknown. Data determines that if we're going to close this door, we need to do so in Mannheim's lab at a precise moment in one of the time loop events. Picard tells Data to go alone because our android hero can best handle the temporal distortions. And boy, was that a good call, because down in the lab, the time dilations are turned up to 11. Suddenly there are 3 Datas, but which is in the right time continuum to close the door? It's me, the middle Data says. How did he know? No, seriously, how? Because they never freaking tell us. But who cares? The door is closed, Mannheim is fully cured, and jazzed to keep exploring the other dimension. And Picard is like, yeah, sure, great. This isn't dangerous to our reality at all. But what's really important here is that we get Jean-Luc and Janice back on the holodeck to have that lost rendezvous, a Café Bonheur, or Café Erection. I don't know which one. And they say goodbye. We'll always have Paris. Not like that loser Lazarus. The end.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Chris.
All right. Can you put Cockenspiel? Can we keep that in?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. The beautiful John Irons. First impressions of We'll Always Have Paris.
Can we keep that in? That's what she said. I'm sorry, what was the question?
First impressions. We'll Always Have Paris.
It was fine. It was fine. Like the I don't necessarily have a problem with like, the personal episode. I often like the personal episodes, the romantic episodes, but I felt like this one wasn't really that. It was almost romantic, but not really. It was almost like a time travel thing, but not really. It was yeah, it was meh. It reached the heights of meh for me.
Oh, interesting. Okay, Admiral Cadet Rick.
For a first season episode, I'll give it credit for not being as horrible as a lot of the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of my complaints about it, I think, are a symptom of the fact that it was finished just before the 1988 writer's strike. So it really needed a significant polish that it wasn't able to get. Because they finished the script like a week before they had to start filming, and then the strike happened. So, because the dialogue in this thing is abysmal.
I'll agree with you, John. It was all right. I think if we're grading on season 1, TNG, it was pretty good. It was pretty good for season 1.
I'm not doing that.
It wasn't painful. But it was just all right. But there was things I liked about it and things I enjoy every time I watch it.
Agreed.
Chris?
Yeah.
I'm going to be more forgiving than you guys. I really, really, really like this episode.
Awesome.
I think that this is a good look into Jean-Luc, maybe one of the first real looks that we get into the captain he would become in later episodes of the series. And it had a very TOS vibe that I also enjoyed. So, and Michelle Phillips doesn't hurt. So I have nothing but good feelings when I watch this episode.
I agree with everything you said. Like there are parts that I liked. It does have a TOS feel. It was kind of proto Picard that will come to know. I don't think there was anything that was bad. But I don't think there was anything that there were a couple of scenes that I thought were really good, but they were just scenes. They only lasted a few seconds or a couple of minutes. Overall, I thought it was all right.
Yeah, it was the mashup. I often go with TNG how it makes me feel while I watch it, and some there's dread, some there's boredom. This one had kind of like I guess on purpose, romantic feeling, or maybe a lost love feel the whole time, and that was helped out by the score of the episode, which was really good. But it also had that long and boring feeling as well. It was kind of like a midpoint of a crossover, maybe, or when we're starting to get better.
All right.
Yeah, well, the funny thing is, Chris, you used the word smoldering look, and I felt no smolder whatsoever between the two. There was just no chemistry between Janice and Picard at all.
I guess when I say that, number one, it was just for effect in doing the recap. But number two, I think we see Picard here less focused than we ever see him, and it's all due to her.
Yeah.
So maybe not smoldering, but definitely affecting and distracted. How's that?
Yeah, and Patrick Stewart played it for all it was worth.
Keep
But
going.
I Michelle Phillips is a great singer.
He's a mama or a papa. I'm not sure. Is that right?
Yes.
All the leaves are brown, Albie.
Oh,
She's one of those, right?
And the sky is gray.
Yeah.
I know her as the mom of Wilson Phillips, I think. Right? Got to hold on for one more day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
She's one of them. Let's talk about Michelle Phillips. I mean, the fact that we have someone that is basically, we spent the entire, or I did anyways, spent the entire beginning of this episode talking about like rock and roll legends that to me, like Michelle Phillips is like a rock and roll icon. I mean, she's part of the fabric of pop culture in the 60s and the 70s, as far as I'm concerned. So to see her here acting, I don't know that I've ever seen her in anything else. And it was kind of a little special treat for me to realize, oh, wait a minute, this is Mamas and the Papas. This is, Michelle Phillips. Like, I had to look it up when I was doing like the cast list. And when it said Michelle Phillips, I was like, wait. And sure enough, it was Michelle Phillips, like of Mamas and Papas fame. So, Rick, you probably would know this better than anybody because you're even older than I am. Is this like, did she become an actress after the music, or is this just her only form? Is this like Mick Fleetwood being a fish monster?
I think it was more the fish monster thing. Let me check real quick.
She did really well.
See, that's the thing. I don't think she did. I think she, she said some lines, but I really didn't get any emotion from her at all.
I get emotion from her. I mean, was it Oscar worthy? No, but like it was. Again, like you're gonna hear me say this a lot. It was fine. This is my time loop. This is the part where John said it was fine. It was fine.
For me, this is my first exposure to Michelle Phillips, and the only thing I know her from, like I know All the Leaves Are Brown and the song from Lost. What song was that? Make Your Own Kind of Music?
That's the Carpenters, I think.
Oh, is it? Okay, it was same thing, right?
Yeah.
And this ham sandwich, there was something about a ham sandwich that I remember.
That was supposed to be Mama Cass. She supposedly died by choking on a ham sandwich, but that's apocrypha. That didn't really happen.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that's all I know of Michelle Phillips. That and the mom of Wilson Phillips.
Her IMDb page is quite long. So this was not even her first appearance.
That's because she went to the Cafe Erection.
I didn't know it was Michelle Phillips, and if you had said it was Michelle Phillips, I'd have been like, okay. I didn't. I like when you say Michelle Phillips or the Mamas and Papas, like, okay, that those two names seem like they go together. But I certainly did not know her as a celebrity, Michelle Phillips.
Was she a mama or a papa?
Hey man, it's the 60s, who knows?
Yeah, you don't know. The one good thing about the casting, I guess it was stunt casting for an older generation, but I was a kid at the time, so I didn't know who that actually was. But now watching it, I like that it's an age-appropriate casting, which is very infrequent in Hollywood.
Yeah.
So I did like that. I think it had the story called for it, because she couldn't be so much younger than Picard, and yet them not meet 20 years ago in Paris, right?
I liked that. There were things that I liked about this episode. I liked that he seems like he's going to blow off Troy, but then he does like kind of take her advice and go revisit the past, like literally. Actually, all my favorite scenes happened on the turbo lift, because like when they open the door and they see the three of them about to get in again, that's maybe my favorite scene in the whole show.
Yeah, we have some timey-wimey shenanigans to discuss with that. I want to like maybe keep those things separate, because this, as you guys said, like there are some parts where Albie, you said it was kind of boring, some parts that were kind of relationship, some parts that were kind of Star Trek, and it is all quite disjointed, but I still feel like the episode works overall. Like this stuff isn't integrated; it's very much episodic. Like we have this part, this part, this part. The one thing, and I mentioned it in my synopsis, that any other show would have had the woman scorned. Where were you, Jean-Luc? Why did you leave me? And she's just like, okay, what gives? And he's like, well, I was scared. She's no, lie to me. And he's like, oh yeah. It reminded me of when Jake is talking to Carrie Fisher in the Blues Brothers. And he's just like, it was a fire, a flood. It was not my fault. That's like Jean-Luc, like saying, like, he's just like, okay, you want me to, like, yeah, there was a rainstorm. I don't know. I went to the wrong end. It was just very refreshing, because I think that any other show, any other writer would have mined that scene for fake drama of just like, of I'm hurt, why did you leave me, as opposed to two rational adults discussing what is quite frankly ancient history. It doesn't affect their lives now, yet they still like and respect one another, and they treat each other with the same respect I think that they had for each other back then. There's no animosity. It's just, wow, we really blew that, didn't we? How are you?
Yeah, I would say even with the extra mile, with the like, it, to pick up the thread of what you're saying, it would have been easy for the husband to be like, oh, you're the one, like to be angry about it, or to be angry at him. But he was like, yeah, if I happen to die, you got this, right?
I really like that, because
that was
to
really
me
good.
But that was the dumbest part of the episode. That's where the mansplaining came in, and they're just mansplaining to each other, because by all indications, Janice doesn't need anybody to take care of her. She's just fine. Yeah. So the fact that he's saying, will you take care of her? And Jean-Luc is like, yeah, sure. And just like, I think she has a say in this.
And it was a different time back then.
Well, I think they all acknowledge that she's like better than either of them. like all three of them know it. Like, so it's. I feel like I feel like in doing that, they're kind of. I don't think it's like this little lamb needs me to take care of her. This is like, well, I effed that up. You wanted to you give it another shot. Maybe you. I messed it up. You messed it up. Yeah. See what happens.
It's your turn. Tag, you're it.
Yeah, tag it.
No, but for me, it was more of that thing when you're on your deathbed. The person you care about the most, you want to make sure their life is okay. And if you feel like you're the one person there for them, no matter what, you kind of want somebody else in their corner after you go. So I bought it. I didn't see it as offensive at all.
I don't think I saw it as offensive. I just saw it as, with everything we saw from Janice in the episode, unnecessary. And that's not to say it's not genuine on Mannheim Steamroller's part. I just think that it rang weird when you consider how measured and mature the rest of the relationship stuff was in the episode. That to me was the only part of it that kind of smacked a little bit of cliche.
I wonder if that was Maurice Hurley putting his fingers in there.
We can always blame Maury Hurley. Let's just.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
What? At least season 1, right? Part of season 2 was it? I'm not sure.
No, this is season 1. Towards the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Maurice
was all over.
We'll
it.
blame Maurice.
Yeah.
Some people call him Maurice. Some people call him the writer of love. Maybe, I don't know.
The pompatus of love.
Yes. What did you love about this episode, Chris? Make me a fan of this episode, because I like it. I don't hate it, but I don't love it.
It's an amalgamation of little things. So, I mean, we were already talking about the very mature approach that the two leads of the episode, Jean-Luc and Janice, had toward one another. Again, refreshing to me and very suitable for everything that we know that Patrick is going to bring to Jean-Luc as the series goes on. He's not a guy that's going to wear his heart on his sleeve. He's not a guy that's going to be entangled in some kind of weird love triangle. He's just going to be himself. The other very little things, but that would go on to define the character, the whole fencing thing. Is this the first time we see Picard in sort of that kind of milieu, right?
Mm-hmm. I think so, yeah.
With their space fencing helmets.
Yeah, right. So I don't, are those space, I thought that was just fencing gear.
Were they space helmets? The sparkly bib
I don't know.
Silvery gloves and stuff.
In my life, so many things sparkle, but I always thought that was just fencing gear. But I had confused in my memories. I thought that he was fencing with Guinan, but that's in another episode in the future.
I was expecting Guinan. I didn't expect crewman Rando to be there. Although I think crewman Rando does get a name in the credits. I'm not really sure.
Vaughn or something, I think.
So yeah, I mean, so Albie, what makes me like this episode is seeds of things that are to come. So maybe it's in context of the rest of the series, which I know that we can be guilty of. If we're just looking at this episode by itself, it might not be as satisfying as it is with the entire series in retrospect to say, oh, this feeds into that, this feeds into that. Things that I know you love about Jean-Luc and Beverly, like Beverly is clearly jealous here.
Oh, yeah.
She kind of looks daggers at the whole situation, but then she gets down to business. So I want to ask you about that, because I've noticed like Gates' look in season 1 is very variable. Sometimes she's got like really bad hair. I feel like this is where they finally got Gates' hair right.
Sometimes it's a wig, sometimes it's her hair. So
was this the wig?
Preference.
I think she should keep the wig if this is the wig, because she looked fantastic in this episode.
I'll have to go back and look, but I didn't notice, so I'm going to say it might have been her hair, but it might have just grew out, or they might have done it different or something like that. Hair is so much.
If it was a wig, it was a good one.
Yeah, it wasn't an obvious wig. It wasn't a Kess wig. It wasn't.
So we get a little bit of a hint of Jean-Luc and Beverly, and maybe like some relationship between them that might be growing, that might be stalled. Who knows? Again, they never really define it very well, but there's something there.
I was actually surprised.
I find that intriguing.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I was actually surprised at how vocal she and Troy were about it later.
Yeah.
Like she just came out and said, "Yeah, I can't compete with the ghost from her past." Like, yeah, she's not a ghost though.
Yeah.
Ironic.
That was
It made me
probably
think of
the best line.
Rosa right away. I was like, she's going to date a ghost pretty soon.
Pretty soon, 7 seasons from now.
Yeah, but that's true. A ghost from someone's past. Those ghosts, you forget all the things you didn't like and the things that didn't work between you, and you just remember the things that you loved. So
Yeah.
I did like the acting and the directing in this episode when it came to the relationship parts and the jealousy and just the situation, because there was a lot of there that, as far as I know, definitely wasn't a dialogue. Might have been on the page. But it was acted well to where we got the feeling and sense of what was going on. And even that line reading from Beverly, like I noticed, the way she said it said it all.
Mm-hmm. I think this also feeds into one of the aspects of the episode that I found most intriguing, because I really like Deanna. She's like one of my favorite characters. And you can tell in this episode, they're still trying to figure out how to play her, what to do with her. So she does stop Jean-Luc in the beginning, and he's like, you can just tell me here on the bridge. And she's just like, I can tell you're freaked out, like what's going on. And she's trying to tell him we need to do this in private because I'm a counselor. This is naturally private stuff. I'm going to talk to you about personal things. And she's not afraid to do it. It just seems a little bit awkward. It seems a little bit forced. Mm-hmm. And I feel like they were doing the same thing with her and Beverly to give her a place on the ship, because they talk a lot about having this counselor as an integral part of the crew because it's necessary for the more enlightened approach that they're taking to Star Trek here in the Next Gen. But they still don't quite know how to integrate that into the TOS of it all.
Well, yeah, every time she tries to help someone, they're like, go kick rocks, to borrow your
Well, and also, like, she starts with, as ship's counselor. I'm like, I know you're the counselor. I hired you. I know you just tell me the thing.
But that's just TV at the time. Like I think it was you that. So how often does Spock say, as a half Vulcan? It's like we all know you're half
Treksploration. Vulcan. I say that when I'm trying to get a table at a restaurant.
I'm sorry, that Albie? Yeah. My bad. Right this way, sir.
It happened once, didn't it, Chris? You were there.
I was. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Something that I
look at our
really
videos
loved,
down below.
Something that I really loved, and I want to compliment you, Chris, on your many different names for that musical instrument that you were playing in the. But that also, because I couldn't remember where it came from. That was the thing that T'Lyn was really into in Lower Decks.
Yeah.
100 years later.
Yes.
Nobody got that. I think I was the one that pointed it out.
Yeah. Very good. Wow. Very good.
Or maybe multiple points. Right?
Sure.
But it wasn't quite as phallic. It's just fun that the guy is literally like, I'm sorry, like masturbating these fools to make accordion music. Why not just have a freaking accordion? It's just so weird. It's just so weird. But I guess that's their equivalent of the theremin.
Yeah.
And it's fun though. They make it like futuristic. It's Paris, but it's not Paris. And another thing that I liked about, if we're going to go into, there's so many ways we can go here. We talked about Deanna, we talked about Beverly, but now we're getting to the holodeck thing. Jean-Luc goes to the holodeck as, I guess, a form of therapy because that's what Deanna encourages. And I really thought, in the moment, he was going to be just like, as you like to say, pound sand, bub. We got business to take care of. But he actually heeds her. He takes her to heart, and he goes. And maybe it is therapeutic. Maybe it's just to exorcise these demons. But I know that the holodeck is a very new technology for the viewers, but for those in universe, how weird and meta is it for him to go into this holodeck that is a recreation of this memory of his past? And then he starts confiding in these holograms about, I came here 15 years ago, and it's as if he's speaking to a real person. So what cognitive dissonance is going on in his head where he can like suspend his disbelief enough to confide in what is essentially the computer and tell the computer, this is what happened, even though it appears to be a real person. He knows it's not a real person. Well, and sure. I find that fascinating. And then the other part, and I'll just say this other part of it, then we can discuss broader. But the other part of that, he confides in this maitre d' who seats him about what was going on, and then all of a sudden the computer shows these two hot chicks complaining about a relationship, and one storms off saying, if you're not going to dump him, then I can't support you. And it gives Jean-Luc an opportunity to do many things, either confide in her about his lost love, use her to forget about his lost love because she's clearly vulnerable and attractive. It's like the computer is setting up an array of possibilities for him to take advantage of in any direction that he sees fit. So I found that 5-minute scene has multitudes in it. It's just so mind-blowing to me.
I think you're exactly right. I think that's it's I can't remember if I've mentioned it on this show or not, but I know I've mentioned it to you guys. I have this I supported this Kickstarter campaign for basically it's like a D&D game, but it's AI, right? So you like it makes the story up as you go. Like it gives you a general goal, and then you and the people that you're playing with put in suggestions about what the party should do next, or what your team should do next, and everybody votes, and then the AI just runs with it. Like it makes it up as it goes along, and I feel like that's what this was. Like, he talks. So it didn't say run Picard program Love Lost 49 or whatever. Like he goes and I want Paris, this restaurant on this day, and he talks to the waiter about, there was a woman, there's a girl. Blah, blah. Oh, so you didn't show up, but the AI is getting information, and so then he seats her, and then there's the two women have a conversation so conveniently that relates exactly to what he's talking about. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It was the AI, not necessarily being therapeutic, but trying to give him. It didn't know exactly what kind of experience he wanted, but it was playing into where he was leading.
Yeah, it was picking up on the clues, and it was going to give him the adventure that he came in there for.
Yeah, whatever that may be.
And also the holodecks used to Riker, so scantily clad, beautiful woman in distress. Riker would have made a different decision than Picard did. I would have as well, probably.
This is why the holodeck needs locks. There are no locks on the holodeck.
Well, although this was one of the only times we ever see, like, Deanna, when she's bringing Janice in at the end of the episode, she's like, is the holodeck clear? And the holodeck's, no, someone's in there. She's like, all right, well, that's what we wanted. We're going in, but she checked, as opposed to the rest of the season when everybody else just sort of walks in. Oh, are you in here? Sorry.
I always think there's like some kind of privacy shield from the point of view of the person entering. If, because the computers by then will be able to tell if there's something going on that you wouldn't want others to see.
I think Barclay would disagree with you about that.
That's true. The goddess of empathy.
Barclay is all of us, isn't he? So, yeah. So, I mean, to me, that I wish that they would explore more of that, and they do. There is always a holodeck episode, but it's always like holodeck gone wrong episodes, and I feel like that's every iteration of Star Trek after this. Even the animated series had the holodeck gone wrong episode. So, yeah. I wish that they would maybe explore some of the more philosophical levels that the holodeck presents, but that wouldn't be a fun show.
They did. That's 1100 whatever.
Yeah.
But I feel like that was a distraction to get horny Riker out of the way so that they could do what the Binars could do what they wanted to. And I love 110100010001000. It's a good episode. I mean, it's a good Wesley episode. It's a good Worf episode. It's a great Riker episode.
Is it?
Bad Joe Piscopo episode.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm legitimately asking. Is it?
Which one?
Wait, was that the Joe Piscopo episode?
No, that was two different episodes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, listen.
I don't think we get that till season 2.
Yeah.
No. We talked about Joe Piscopo and the flop sweat. Come on. He was literally flop sweating all over the place. I think it's the same one with Minuet. Am I wrong?
I'm going to say that was with your first podcasting co-host.
No, they're teaching dating comedy. It was terrible.
Yeah, I remember that.
Season 2. That's season 2.
Okay. All
It's
right.
gotta be. It's gotta be.
I don't think so. Anyway, tell us down below. Down below. Did we talk about that episode?
In another dimension, maybe. So
thank you, Mannheim.
What did Professor Steamroller see in this other dimension, you think?
Oh, I can't even describe it. I can't even tell. What did you see? Oh, I can't even use words to tell you.
All the triangles are circles, and all the circles are triangles.
All the colors, man.
The most
You thought
dialogue.
You thought those musical dildos were colorful. Wait till you see this other dimension, man.
Imagine the depth of your imagination, then imagine deeper. It was that. I'm like,
Yeah.
what am I even listening? Write words. Do your job.
It reminded me of when the Traveler was aboard, like just like weird illusions. Illusions, is that the right word?
Yes.
No, it's not. To
No, it
what
is.
it might have been. To what it might have been, but no, nothing specific.
It reminds me, it's kind of a thankless task. When I was writing Quantum Leap story, I tried to describe what the leap void was to Sam. And necessarily it was, and it's not even in foreknowledge, it's actually in somewhere between Limo and Lightning, what he thinks and how he experiences that blue void. So I get where they're coming from, because you have to describe a nothingness and an unknowable thing and then put it. Thankfully, I knew Sam a little bit better, so I could put it more in terms. But if you're going to describe an unknowable quantity, whether it be a dimension or a singularity, or you have to somehow equivocate.
Yeah, I'm fine with him not saying, there were orange lizard people. Like, whatever, that's fine. If you say I can't.
That's Voyager. That's Voyager.
What he should have done, what they should have done, is how it made him feel. Like, I get you can't, like, I don't know the word for this color, but my mind is expanded, or like just something to try to relate the experience beyond, or he shouldn't have talked about it, but or like just
I'm just thinking of the scene in Star Trek 4. How do you feel? How do you feel? Amanda comes up and says, "The computer knows you're half steamroller, Mannheim."
In case you weren't wondering, Albie, yes, that is how you're gonna end. That's the music that's gonna play over the end of this. You know that, right?
Deal.
I'm not sure if the copyright. If we hum it, can we hum? No, it's not.
If I find it played on the recorder, we're fine.
You know what? We just spread it out. So like every 5 minutes we do a different da da.
We should play it on the cock and spiel, and we'll be all right.
Up to 5 seconds, I think we're good.
Yeah. Da da. Oh my God! I've ruined this episode now, because I'm going to be doing that the entirety.
Or did you make this episode? Yeah, I think that.
My goodness.
I think the episode suffers from season 1 a little bit, but not too much. I think this is. I like the character development. It's less about the situation of the week that they're in.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's there, but I think they just felt like they needed to do that to have some kind of reason to get these two crazy kids together. But I think it was more about the characters, and I think this is one of the first times we see a little bit more into who Jean-Luc Picard is, and not just the captain that doesn't like kids.
Sure.
Yeah.
Mm.
It just felt like there was a lot of buildup, especially with, Patrick Stewart just subtexting the crap out of the beginning of the episode. And then, I agree with you, Chris, that there was a relief as if, as an adult watching two adults have an adulty interaction about this thing that happened 20 years ago, 15 years ago. But from a dramatic standpoint, there was this huge buildup, and we see Picard. And again, I may be projecting back from, the Picard we know after 7 seasons and 3-4 movies or whatever. For him to be that nervous, and then to have the denouement of that be such a nothing burger was kind of a letdown.
I thought he played it well. I didn't think he was necessarily nervous. I thought he played his. I thought everyone acted fine. I just felt like nothing went anywhere. And I guess, by necessity, nothing could go anywhere because everybody's, committed to the life that they have and they're fine with it. But I mean, to your point, Rick, that's not super compelling, drama if nothing goes anywhere.
Well, yeah,
Like,
and
I don't know what I would have done differently necessarily.
one of the
Or
writers
maybe
wanted
just
them
maybe
to
just
sleep together.
no, I
Everybody
didn't.
hated that idea.
No, just like maybe downplayed, maybe so that it wasn't half the episode. Maybe if the time shift stuff, if the balance was shifted a little more and it was a little more, 75-25 or 60-40 as opposed to 50-50, maybe that would have, because I was interested in the time, and that's the other thing. Like, I feel like they proposed two like elevator pitches for stories, and they didn't really fill either of them out. They gave them a beginning and an end, but there wasn't really. Even as I'm saying that, no, they played out the Picard story. Like they reconnected, they had their talk. That was a story, that is true, but it wasn't super interesting to me.
My favorite part of the whole episode was the one that got away reconnection story. I felt the other thing was just like there.
I felt like they were both kind of there, but I was more interested in the time travel stuff just because it was a time, like there was there was, I mean, sure, there were stakes, but also it's like, oh, cool, what's going on with the time loop? And they never really explained that either. Oh, he's doing stuff. He's got experiments.
He's dealing with the constancy of time.
There's gravity and
there's a
power
pulsar.
sources.
We're mining a pulsar for power sources or something.
What's he doing? I don't know. He's just in the lab doing stuff. He doesn't talk to me about it.
I had a question of the
beauty of you not knowing is that you won't know again. That's the Mannheim effect.
Sure. Yeah. Just steamrolling all over my perceptions.
I had a question, and since I got some smart people with me, maybe you can help me. What if Picard, Data, and Riker got in the turbo lift with Picard, Riker, and Data? What would have happened?
Can I say
I think they would have phased out eventually.
Yeah, you pointed that out, John. To me, that was the most brilliant scene in the episode.
It was great.
And the timey-wimey stuff that I love, because in any other show, just like you would have had the hysterical, jilted female saying, "Why did you desert me, Jean-Luc?" instead of the wonderful exchange that we see between the two of them. The fact that they went from the three of them in the holodeck, who we've been following this entire episode, and then all of a sudden the POV shifts to the three that we're going to get into the holodeck. It's like, wait, which reality are we seeing here? I think that any other show would have stuck with them in that turbo lift to discuss the ramifications of what they just saw. But the fact that they shifted the point of view to the three that were just suddenly introduced out of nowhere, that kind of blew my mind. Like, I was you don't usually see stuff like
they drag the audience into the time jump.
Yeah, that was done well. Yeah.
So, and it's just like, okay, what reality are we watching? And it helped build that moment in the climax when Data's on the station in the lab. I know that I gave it some guff, but that is of like Data moments in my mind. The three Datas trying to decide who is the right Data. That has stuck with me, and I maybe have seen this episode once or twice in the last 30 years.
Yes. Yeah. So when this episode started, and because again, I don't remember anything about this episode at all. And Picard tells, "Dude, you're the one who needs to go down." It's like, oh, this is the one where he goes, "It's the three of us. There's three of us, and there's me." Because that, yes, I enjoyed that scene overall. I feel like a small change that would have made that scene better for me is if they all realized it was him at the same time, because they'd already established, Picard and Data had this conversation, like, you see time differently than us, you're better, you can know the math, like you can do all this stuff. If they had all concluded simultaneously, if they had said it's me, it's him, it's you at the same time, and they'd all realized it, and then
that would have been cool.
That would have been great. That I would have preferred that. I mean,
I like how Brent acted that. I liked that it wasn't just it's me. It was like, it's me. And then the other one's like, it is you. I like that part of it. Because nobody else is there to see. So he was just being himself.
You know what? Here's unsung hero of this episode, I would say, is the reaction shots in the background between Data and Riker.
Oh yeah.
When like this whole everything is playing out with Picard and Mrs. Mannheim, and they're looking at each other like there was a point. Data literally looks at Riker, goes. He does a double.
It's throughout the whole episode,
It's
and
the
I
whole
loved
episode.
it.
It's so good.
Yeah, like when Picard says, "Data, Riker, join me." They're like they jump up and run because they want to keep hearing what's going on, and they're curious about this whole thing. And yeah, even throughout the whole episode, they're just and then like when they get up and exit the ready room and leave them alone without even being told to leave. It's like just perfect. I don't know if it was in the script, but it was great that they got in the episode.
So something about the ending being lacking is, and again, you know, I hate to keep bringing this up, but it is, I think it's a reason why this episode was almost good, in my opinion.
Okay.
Because of the writer's strike, they actually had to stop production because they got just so far in the script and realized the ending of the episode had not been written.
Oh, wow.
So they had to halt production. Apparently there were phone conversations between Hurley and one of the writers who absolutely refused to write anything because they were on strike.
Sure.
But so he was like, well, what if they said something like this? Would that be okay? And she was kind of like going, yeah, no. But, you know, so they were trying to skirt the WGA regs a little bit.
Do you think the ending was bad?
I think the ending was truncated. I think, yeah, there needed to be some reason why Middle Data figured out it was him. There needed to, you know, but my big comment from the ending was, does the rolling help? When Data's like jumping,
and he's dodging lasers,
dodging this.
Oh yeah, it helps in the text switch. It really does.
I can tell you that was classic when you see the stuntman dive behind the thing, and then Brent comes out with the phaser. It's just like, well, even I noticed that, and I don't notice that kind of crap.
Well, I always notice the text switch.
In his defense, it is harder to dodge a laser if you suddenly gain 6 inches of height. It's tough.
But it was done well. There was a beat
fine.
between when the stunt person rolled behind the wall and Brent came out.
I thought
it
was
was
fine.
too quick. It would have been.
I didn't have a problem with the ending. Actually, I thought the ending was. I mean, aside, like, I didn't think about it till you said it, Chris. But Picard's like, yeah, just keep going. It'll be fine. What's the worst that can happen? Like, can we install some safeguards? Like, you didn't change anything about what you're doing.
Like maybe put some flashing yellow lights around the planet.
When you want an investigation or anything?
Yeah, your entire crew that was killed and it's just you two.
Yeah.
Yet, you know, Mama Phillips is going to stay there, I guess. Yeah.
You know, life's not boring. Sure, not boring.
She seemed to act a little regret, but like her love for him outweighed her need to not be there, I think. But I think she played those two things at the same time perfectly.
I've been, I think, in situations where you were really into somebody at a point in time in your life, and then you reconnect later, and it's just like you remember the feeling, but you don't feel the feeling. Like you can just say like, yeah, that was awesome, and like you got your life and I got my life, and so I thought that was done well. That was. I felt like that was familiar to me, where they would be able to acknowledge that they had these feelings and they were in this place when they were younger.
Yeah.
But that doesn't take away at all from like who they are now, but they're, who they love now.
I kind of wanted a kiss at the end, but I think that would have changed things.
Yeah. I think she kicks him on the cheek. I think.
She gave him a peck on the cheek.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, I think that kind of would have ruined it. Frankly,
yeah, it would have gave a different, almost like a tragic ending for Mrs. Phillips
and this is
Mrs. Steamroller.
Mrs. Steamroller.
Yeah, that's what it is. I feel like they asked all these questions and they didn't answer any of them except for how do Picard and Mrs. Manheim feel about each other now? Like,
Yeah.
What was he trying to do? I guess he was trying to find different dimensions. How is he doing it? They didn't really Trek talk any explanation for that.
By bending the constancy of time, John.
Time
It was
space.
right
and
there.
And I know that, like, this has been explored a lot more in the past 20 years, but like, they were in a different time. Like, they were playing with time. They were doing like little time loop vignettes, but he was using it as a way to get to a different dimension. Was he saying that the different timeline was a different dimension, or is it a different timeline in the, like, what do you mean by dimension? Are you using timeline and dimension interchangeably? I feel like they were. I feel like it makes sense if they're using timeline and dimension interchangeably.
The way I read it was that encroaching into this different dimension would change the way that we perceive our own reality. And that's where the time loop stuff comes in, because time now is not a constant. It's malleable because this other dimension's leaking in, because he's playing with whatever, like, whatever is the stuff of time, just like the stuff of space, matter.
Mm-hmm.
He's playing with that stuff of time to access this dimension, and it's having a ripple effect and repercussions into the way that we all perceive time.
I feel like I could have used a nice break it down for the dumb people, like people matter. Like just like time is like a flat piece of paper, right? And then you push two ends of it together, and there's a little bit of future and a little bit of past, and they're touching now, but it also pokes up, and that lets you get into another dimension. Like, it creates like just something to. I feel like they spent so much time kind of talking around it so that they wouldn't have to explain it. They could have just made something up that explained it, or at least. He's like, well, what were you trying to do? Oh, it doesn't matter. All that's obsolete. Well, can you even tell us what your plan was? Nah, it doesn't matter. I didn't do that thing. I did another thing. Okay.
So my whole team is dead.
Sick from. He was just sick. He got sick. Like, what? I don't know. I can't help him. I'm just trying my best.
Part of him was still in the other dimension. That's probably why.
Well, sure, but like,
he was in the Nexus. There was part of him that was still there. It's an echo. Right. It's an echo of me that's still here.
Drop him off at the Guardian of Forever and give him a notebook. I mean,
yeah, and he was having a good time on
through or something. I don't know.
He was having a good time on Jean-Luc's Christmas carousel with his fake family, right? And then he was riding horses with Kirk, and
sure,
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
they did
feeding the cosmic koala. Yeah, sure.
They did sort of like get into some of the more timey stuff with Data talking about like how he perceives time as opposed to how humans perceive time.
Yeah, but
I thought that was a great like character growth, because Data has no ego. He has no sense of preservation in this. It was odd to me, but actually kind of fascinating. Again, another just little nugget where he assumes that Picard is sending him down because he's an android, he's a machine, he's expendable. And Picard is like, no, dude, you are uniquely qualified to actually live through this where we can't. And it's just like the fact that Data is just so willing to acquiesce the fact that he is lesser. I mean, we haven't gotten to Measure of a Man yet, or have we? Did we do Measure of a Man?
Measure of a Man is season 2.
Yeah, so it's just like I found that, and maybe that's in retrospect of the whole series with Measure of a Man as a cornerstone of Data's entire arc. The fact that he's just willing to go down and sacrifice himself because he feels like he's like an appliance as opposed to an actual crew member. Another thing that they could have explored, Rick. It's funny, Rick, you're talking about like where they were behind the scenes with the writing and how this did not feel to me like a script that needed another pass. I liked all of the bits that were in it. And I feel like that if they had integrated it more, it would have felt lesser. I feel like it's more true to life here. You have different things happening simultaneously. They don't necessarily have to mesh. Life isn't like that.
I liked the format. I like that the separate storylines were separate. I feel like they should have been. Like, I thought they did that well. I was fine with the premise of each storyline. I was fine with the way each storyline ended. I felt like they just kind of to get from A to Z. They just kind of like nah, and like now let's wrap it up. When they could have done more.
I had a different thought on this, that there wasn't an A story and a B story, but it was just a one whole story, which is unusual for Star Trek to have. I guess there was an A and a B storyline with the science and the relationship, but to me, it just seemed all integrated perfectly, which normally in Star Trek, it's two distinct storylines that could be pulled out and put together with something else.
Well, it was also another, not really a problem, but just, I mean, this was kind of like shades of Ariel Shaw and Carol Marcus kind of in the same episode. Yeah, I know John's like, who the hell are you talking about?
It's fine. It's not about me. It's about the audience. And they know what you're talking about. I'm good. I'll use my context clues.
They were old flames of Jim Kirk, who showed up in, well, one was in Wrath of Khan and one was in Court Martial. So it was like Court Martial, an old flame, ended up being the prosecutor against him, and Wrath of Khan was his an old flame he had to go and rush to the rescue of. And
she's brought up several more times in Trek.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, but also, I mean, Shore Leave had the same kind of thing with Ruth.
Yeah.
Like, like Kirk is always with old flames. It was kind of a crutch when he wasn't banging the hottie of the week.
Well,
and he didn't even do that all that much, I don't know.
Well, this old flame, the one that got away, to me felt more real than any of Kirk's exes, really.
Yeah, but it was also shades of Riker and Troy and
very much
Leah and Decker, and is like Roddenberry just went back to that well a little too often.
I had shades of Imzadi during this because it was about maybe not Imzadi, but second chances, to where they talk about why Riker and Troy didn't get together on Earth and why he never showed up or something. And that was very much like this episode. So I guess to be a captain or a first officer of a starship, you have to just ditch chicks.
Well, I mean, it tracks. Like, if you are this type of person who is going to want to have this, life of exploration or whatever, if you're a fighter pilot, if you're, whatever, an ice road trucker, sure. But just like, if you have this thing in you that drives you toward this life, if you're like a cop, right? Like, that's like, you want to talk about a cliche story. You give your life to the force, and like your marriage suffers, like you're hard drinking. Like it's cliche because there is some base. I don't know any cops like that personally, but it makes sense. It makes sense that this type of person, this Picard, this Riker, this whatever else Kirk type of person, it is tougher to maintain a relationship like that. And especially when he's young and he's like, can't tie me down, babe. Like, yeah, that totally tracks for me. I'm not saying it's not cliche, but I'm saying I guess I can forgive it because it makes sense.
I understand it. I have a woman, and her name is Content Creation.
Never lose you.
And by the way, let me just clarify. I'm not saying this was a bad episode, especially for the first season. This was fine. Fine is great for the first season of TNG.
I feel like
I think it was it was a shadow of what it could have been. It was just kind of meh.
I enjoyed the connection. There's a lot more to talk about this episode. We'll always have Paris, and we'll always have Tom Paris, and we'll always have Treksploration. But it's going to go away for a couple minutes if you don't have YouTube Premium. So enjoy these fine commercials from these fine people, and we'll be right back.
That's why I never get commercials. Do I really commercials?
Yeah,
YouTube Premium.
If you don't have Premium,
I win.
Welcome back to Treksploration. I'm Albie.
I'm Chris.
Are you sure? I'm John.
And we have the Admiral Cadet Rick Tatro with us.
Hi.
Rick, thanks for joining us for We'll Always Have Paris.
Thanks for having me.
Albie,
Yes.
what the hell are you wearing?
Rennie challenged me to wear it. She said, it's Pride Month. Wear this on the show. I said, heck yeah. And we haven't done a show in June until now.
It's true.
Hopefully it comes out before June.
But well, it is Pride Month. It should come out eventually. So I was asking you, are you a big Hello Kitty fan because of your shirt?
No,
or is it just because of the rainbow?
I'm wearing it for the rainbow, but I just like Hello Kitty. The only Hello Kitty I know, though, is the one in the Thanksgiving Day parade. So I'm a fan of that. So I got the shirt.
So right at the top of that rainbow is Cinnamon Roll, who is my daughter's.
That's Serenity's favorite.
Yeah, that's Zara's favorite
Cinnamon
too.
Roll.
Cinnamon Roll.
Okay,
So
that's the OG, I guess. Besides Hello Kitty, is that Hello Kitty's bunny rabbit?
I know nothing of the lore.
They're all ninjas, right? And a global girl group, I think. That's all I know of Hello Kitty.
I think you're thinking of Josie and the Pussycats.
I might be.
Or Jim and the Holograms.
I just got that on season 1 on DVD.
Hello and the
Rick,
Keys.
do you know any of this?
Nope.
Do you know the lore to Hello Kitty?
Nope. I can tell you this. If you want to watch a real good movie, watch Josie and the Pussycats.
Yeah.
Great movie.
I've heard that.
That song, Letters to Cleo, my goodness. I played that 1,000 times on loop.
Fun fact, Hello Kitty is not a cat. It's a girl. She's a girl. She's a girl who looks like a cat, but she's a girl.
She's just a bomb.
Canonically. What?
Rick, that was just for me. Thank you, Rick.
Yes, I have no idea.
It's okay.
Old man
moving
humor.
on. Moving on.
Okay, so the one scene I was missing. The one scene I was missing in We'll Always Have Paris, I think, was a little talk between Beverly and Picard at the end of the episode. That would have been nice.
I'm good with that. I feel like they were if they didn't have the Beverly and Troy talk, I would agree with you. But I feel like we got her side of it through that talk, so I was fine with it. And basically she was like, I'm not touching that, and that was fine.
We're like, maybe we've been going a little bit meta this entire episode with what's to come and in context of what we know. And Rick, you're talking about the writer's strike. Do you think that maybe they knew that this show had become a hit, so they were starting to write in some more long game stuff, seeding the idea that Jean-Luc and Beverly could have a relationship? Then we get to the writer's strike where they can't really do anything but do a clip show. So that gets cut off at the knees, right? They get cut off at the knees. And then Gates leaves the series, the second season. So all of the stuff that they're planting, all the seeds that should have been able to germinate over season 2, they just had to drop it all because all of a sudden Pulaski is there.
Well, you know that Gates didn't leave. Maurice Hurley fired her.
You know what? Can we? I know Chaos on the Bridge is a great documentary, and I loved watching all the behind the scenes stuff. But if I have to hear the name Maurice Hurley one more time, it's like I want to talk about the show, not about like the asshole who was ruining the show. And that's just me. It's just like every time you bring him up, it's just like, do we have to? And that's not you, Rick. It's just like, fuck.
I can bleep it out. I already bleep out 3 words, so I can bleep out 4 anytime we say Maurice.
That'd be hilarious.
No, but I can just have like, the after.
But the only reason I bring it up is because it's less about him. But also Chaos on the Bridge isn't my only source for what a douchebag Hurley was. But also, there is a prevalent belief that Gates left the series to try to go do movies. But that wasn't the case. She was complaining about how Beverly was written or wasn't written, and Hurley got sick of her yapping, and fired her. And then
how did he have the power? How did he have the power?
He was the head writer on the show at the time.
I thought that. Oh, I'm thinking of Leonard Maishlish.
Oh, that's a whole different.
I'm confused. I'm conflating the two. So
oh, okay, yeah.
Should I bleep out Leonard or Maurice? Should I bleep out Leonard or Maurice?
Bleep out me. Bleep out me because I'm getting angry at Rick for the wrong reasons.
There's so many other good reasons.
Sorry, Rick.
That's
I promise
okay.
I promise to get angry at you for proper reasons. going
I'm
forward.
always willing to earn that. So
Right now. Okay, so I was confusing Maury Hurley with Leonard Mason.
yeah, no, Maze, yeah, that he was a whole different.
But what was your
Yeah.
question about the show, Chris?
Regardless
is it because
regardless of the behind the scenes machinations that got Gates off the program, I feel like any of the seeds of the Picard Beverly relationship that they were trying to plant just got completely pushed aside due to the reality of the fact that she's not there. And then she comes back in season 3?
Yeah.
Or was it season 4?
3.
3. And it's almost like Picard had moved on at that point. So it's like the first season Picard where you could maybe plant these seeds, as opposed to she comes back from Starfleet Medical, and now the character's so much more cemented, it's even tougher to crowbar that relationship in. Or maybe they just weren't interested in doing it anymore. Maybe the writer's room had changed and they had a different focus on how to tell these stories.
Well, in universe, Picard was stealth dating Guinan, I think, in season 3.
Until Vosh came along.
Right.
And then Vosh left with Q.
Yes. And then there was a chick that played piano in the hallway.
Isn't that Vosh? That's not
No.
the same chick?
Different.
No, that's
It was the big piano. They were jumping on it in the Jeffries tube, right?
Yes.
You said Vosh, and I'm thinking Babylon 5. I'm like, did they do
That's
a crossover?
Kosh.
I know. I know. It took me a second.
I'll say it like
thinking
Jean-Luc
Babylon
says it. Vash. It's Vash.
Vash. She knows how to sit on a chair. What else is in this episode that we missed? What bumped us? What bumped us about this episode? I have one, but I want to hear you guys first.
The only thing that bumped me was just some of the wheel spinning drama for story's sake. The whole thing where they're beaming down and they can't materialize, and this unknown transporter chief's got to bring them back. That's all just nothing. That's
okay.
filler.
So I liked that, and here's why. Because later they're like, "Oh, I'll give you the direct coordinates to beam down." So I took that to mean that was one of the security measures. You couldn't beam down; it'll scramble your whatever, unless you know the exact right coordinates to where you need to materialize.
It was like transporter macrovision.
Yeah, they didn't explain it very well, but I felt like they explained it enough for me to draw that conclusion, and I was fine with it. Because I didn't like it at first until like later. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, there's all sorts of security traps in place. Here's what you need to do. Walk on the left side of the wall and, do a barrel roll and
switch out with your stuntman.
Hit a high C before you open the door." But yeah, I took the transporter stuff earlier as part of the security, defenses.
Might have also been filler if what you're saying is true, Rick, about the script not being finished. They might have just had to add stuff.
Yeah, I think that is absolutely part of it. Especially when they beam back and Worf beams back in 20 seconds later. And
for me, it's because I'm doing the synopsises, and usually the second time I watch, I'm typing as I go just to get a feel for the episode. Then I go back and I edit it, and that's the kind of stuff. Even as I'm doing my synopsis, I stop typing because I know it doesn't signify anything that is going to affect the rest of the episode. So maybe I'm a little bit more acute to stuff that is just pure filler. Because you could lose those scenes and nothing happens.
Agreed.
To the rest of the episode. That's all. Not to say that it's not it's not cool. We get to see people beam down. It's very Star Trek. It's it's a little bit of drama. You get to see a new transporter chief, Lance Spellerberg as transporter chief. He's better than Leland T. Lynch.
So I miss Leland T. Lynch.
Are we
Ensign Lynch right here behind us.
Like you did to Ensign Lynch.
Or Treksploration mascot Ensign Lynch.
Yeah, it is entirely possible that I made all of that up, Chris. I'm not saying that you're wrong and it wasn't filler. I'm not saying that you're wrong.
John, you have maybe the richest inner life of anybody I've ever met. So the fact that you made it up, I mean, you contain multitudes, my friend. So
sure.
Anyway,
What bumped you, Rick?
Really kind of minor stuff. One, just because, again, having all of the weight of what's to come. Brent Spiner's Data smirk really drove me crazy in the first season. Because it was, he would just do that goofy little smirk, and it just was like, why is Data grinning at this?
I like that because Data's he's not a Vulcan, and he's trying to emulate humanity. And I feel like that's Data before he figured out who he was.
Well, and that's exactly what it is. It is the actor still figuring out the character.
But I'm not even saying the actor. I'm not saying Brent's approach to the character maturing. I'm saying Data as an individual maturing. Maybe he puts on that spark so that he appears more comfortable to the humans around him, because he's trying to emulate their facial features. Like, it's almost like a sociopath pretending to smile. However, as he becomes more comfortable with who he is and his place on the Enterprise, he's not just this foundling that was on the Snowflake planet. He's actually an officer in his own right with his cat and his painting and, his violin. He doesn't have to do that affect anymore. That's the way I headcanon first season Data, because third season Data don't give a shit. First season Data's trying.
Okay, that's cool.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Then the other thing that bothered me, and it wouldn't have, except it was such, it was the opening of the episode, was the absolutely uninspired fight choreography, and I use that term very loosely, of the fencing match. It was just up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And then occasionally there was some sort of parry.
I feel like they got those moves from watching Karate Kid. Wax on.
It was very Star Warsy to me.
Paint the fence.
Yeah.
Paint the fence. Wax the floor. Wax on, wax off.
Yeah. I have one thing that bumped me, but Albie, I think it might be the same thing that bumped you. I'm curious to know if we have the same bump.
Two minor things. One, there was 2 Eiffel Towers.
Yes.
So
I didn't even notice that.
I noticed it, but I think I forgave it. But you're absolutely right.
There were 2?
If you do the angles in your head.
Yes.
And the other one, it bumped me a little bit. It took me out of the episode, but it was funny. I found it more as just silliness. Like, when, Professor Mannheim is back to his normal self and we see him at the end of the episode and he's like, "Where's my wife?" And Beverly's like, "She's here right off camera." And she walks 1 foot forward and they reunite.
I think that's always hilarious. Yeah.
I thought that was silly.
I thought the one thing that bumped me would have bumped you right away is just the horrible facial hair that they put on Rod Loomis. In this the beard, you could see where his sideburns end and the fake beard begins. They don't even try to blend it. It's just like this ridge of red beard that goes down.
I did not notice it because I watched it on a 65-inch, not the 135-inch.
I watched it on my computer on my laptop.
I was being lazy,
and I noticed it.
I'm mostly blind, so I was being lazy, and I just watched it.
So I know that your aversion for facial hair. I thought that might have taken you right out. But
beards are okay. It's mustaches that I can't do.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, some of the wacky makeup for season 1, not quite as bad as the season. What is it? Tis the season.
Jolly.
So everything is season.
Turn.
The guy, all the leaves are ground, and this guy.
Isn't that the mamas and the pop?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'm off.
What's the one with the old guy, and then he becomes the young guy?
Oh, too young, too short a season.
There you go.
Oh,
there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
What makeup was bad in this? Who was older than they were supposed to be? What?
I just think the makeup in general on this was, maybe it's just my TV. I don't know. It seemed really overdone. It was like they were wearing stage makeup in it. I don't know if it's just the HD transfer or something, but
was it done? Were the makeup people on strike at the same time?
I don't think so.
Maybe they did their own makeup. The only thing that stood out to me was Michelle Phillips's choice of lip color.
Yeah,
I didn't notice.
Didn't notice.
So, I did like her outfit. I liked her outfit. Hers open on the sides. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, the women at the French restaurant too. This isn't.
Her outfit was the best, but I don't want to spoil later on.
This isn't a bump. Actually, I remember I was impressed at how good this looked. Actually, was the effect of like the spinning prismatic.
That actually was
Oh,
really
yeah.
good. Yeah.
It looked really, really good. I was like, and I was trying. Is that something that was remastered, or did it look that good in the original? Because
It looked the same, but it looked like it had been redone.
it looked
to my
really
eye.
good. It looked really
Yeah.
good.
Because if that was a practical visual effect and they just recomposited it from film elements, that was
Because I was
done
thinking like
amazingly well.
like if they really did take like large sheets of plexi or whatever and kind of rotate them and like this prism thing, at some point you would see a reflection of a camera
Yeah.
or something. You would have had to, like, they would have had to go over it with VFX anyway. So I assumed that it was all computer generated or something.
My best guess was computer generated back then, rudimentary, but still computer generated. And they had to totally redo it because it would have been done in 240p,
Right.
if anything,
Yeah.
back then. So, yeah. But it'd be interesting to find out. I wonder if it's on the behind the scenes on the Blu-rays.
It looked good. I mean, the things that bumped me are the things I've been complaining about the whole time. It was a skin of story.
Is it possible that we bring our own pasts into it? Because, like, I live in what might have been because nothing happened in my life. So maybe things that you in your life actually happened, so you don't have a what might have been. So you don't value the what might have been as much as the what happened.
I've got what might have been, but like, that doesn't mean it's interesting enough to make a story. I'm not putting it on TV.
Mhm.
And again, it's everything. I'm with Rick. Like it wasn't bad. Nothing was bad. It just was. It was okay.
Okay.
Like each story was okay. The relationship story needed more of a driver beyond reminiscing, I guess. For me, like me personally, that wasn't enough for me to really be super interested in it. I hear where you're coming from, Chris. Like it shows you the characters, and that's true. But also, as a vehicle, it didn't give me enough to make it worth it, to make the trip worth it. And the sci-fi story didn't fill itself out enough in terms of explanation, or I mean, I guess the stakes were there, but that's kind of all it was. We don't know what he was. There's a very vague, here's what I'm trying to do, here's how I'm trying to do it, which I feel other episodes of Star Trek TNG in this season prior to this did better. Even if they don't like, even if the scientists kind of made up science, they still go through the effort of trying to, here's what it is, here's how it's working, even if how it's working is just, sci-fi nonsense. Establish the rules of your universe and tell me what you're doing. And this one just kind of did the bare minimum of that, and I would have wanted more. That's my biggest complaint with the episode. Like, they started something and they didn't really give me enough of it to make a meal.
To Chris's point earlier, I think the fact that there wasn't so much happening, it was more realistic and more reflective of real life, is sometimes you just bump into an old flame and it's an interesting chemistry for a while.
Sure,
because you're
but
both in
like,
different worlds and nothing's going to happen. But it's nice to connect.
I'm fine with the coincidence of them meeting, and I'm fine with how their relationship went. But also, I don't watch Star Trek for real life.
Yeah, and I have to say, I mean, as much as I do like the episode, if you want to say something that bumps you, it's just like these two stories, as you mentioned, I think earlier, John, colliding together. It's clunky AF. The fact that his old flame happens to be on this, but that's Star Trek. That's TV. It's just narrative contrivance because you want to have a show. So, am I going to call it on that? No. Did it stand out as a little bit unrealistic? Of course.
I was, I was fine with them. I did like again, that was another scene that I liked. This little moment where he's like, I'm the captain of the Enterprise."
Yeah.
Right.
And
Right, then
again,
Data
like
looked at
Data and
Yep.
LaForge are like, what?
looked at each other.
That was weird. Yeah, you know what?
Yeah, they were intrigued from the get-go with that.
Yeah,
that was
it's
great.
good.
What did they say in When Harry Met Sally? Of course, in a city with 10 million people, you're going to bump into your ex. So, of course, in a galaxy this big, you're going to bump into your ex.
I guess. Okay. It's
Yeah.
rom-com rules. Okay.
Yeah.
Looks like you picked the wrong research station. Anyway.
Yeah. So what else do we got left to do in this episode?
We
Some
got
fun stuff, right?
episode crush. What's your episode crush,
Ooh.
Albie?
Oh, without a doubt, Gabriella.
She's in the pink off the shoulder number.
Yes. For some reason, I got a thing for shoulders, and French shoulders are even better.
Say it right. They're French shoulders.
Yes.
French shoulders.
Shoulders de France. Yes. I was immediately enamored and wanted to know more and wanted her own episode and a spinoff. And I will buy that holodeck program when it comes out.
This is the one that got stood up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And the friend left her saying, I can't even look at you.
The off the shoulder number. I don't even know what the friend looked like.
I don't know. Yeah.
We didn't really see her face. Yeah. She was just kind of like a back, and she.
All I saw was shoulder.
Puffed off.
Chris.
She saw her face.
Chris, who was your episode crush?
That, I believe.
My episode crush in this, if we're going to go with just Beverly's hair, just whatever they did with Gates's hairdo in this episode is my crush. She looked fantastic.
She's my normal every episode crush, but I had to go with Gabriella this time.
Yeah. How about Rick?
I got to give it to Deanna because she needs a little comforting after everybody kicked her in the metaphorical teeth when she was trying to do her job.
I don't think the denim onesie is flattering on her.
No,
I like her in other
and
outfits.
that weird hairstyle where the whatever that thing in her hair like gets put in a dent between the two, right in the middle of her forehead. Just whenever that's on screen, that's all I can look at is that thing. But yeah, Deanna needs a little love.
Beautiful John Irons.
I think I might have had something different in mind when I sat down at the mic, but over the course of this conversation, I realized my episode crush is is Data exchanging looks with various members of the crew in the background. That is the those are the delicious marshmallow bits of this alphabet cereal of a show.
Absolutely. Now I want alphabets with some soy milk.
It was literally delicious to watch. Everybody, yeah. I'm gonna rewatch it just for those.
Yeah,
it's like that episode of Community where Abed has his own little storyline in the background. He's like delivering babies and stuff, and like.
I was feeling like there was an episode of Lower Decks going on inside this episode where they were all talking about Picard and his ex, and everything, and they just it was very funny reactions throughout the whole thing.
Yes.
Very cool. So, favorite part of the episode, Albie Burge.
Ooh, and the shoulder doesn't count, right? Because that's my crush. Probably just the Picard and what's her character's name? Even
Janice.
In the holodeck talking at the end. I did enjoy that. I enjoyed their privacy and their reconnection and saying goodbye, and of course evoking Casablanca, which this episode does a lot. I did like that. That's probably my favorite part. Other things I enjoyed was the fluorescent tubing that was like a gateway to the lab. I thought that was cool looking. It reminded me of an illusion by an unnamed stage illusionist from about that time. And I enjoyed that look. And of course, the 3 datas are iconic. Yeah, that's burned in my brain.
How about you, John? What's your favorite part of the episode besides Data smirks?
Well, it's not even the smirks. Just watch it again. Watch it again, guys. Watch it and just focus on Data and the people he's looking at.
Yeah, everybody but Picard.
Yeah. My favorite moment in the episode was the elevator when the doors, because it was so completely unexpected and it hit perfectly. But I guess my favorite scene was actually the earlier holodeck scene where Picard goes down just by himself, and he's talking to the waiter, and he's, like you said, Chris, like he's obviously, he knows he's talking to like the this holographic person, but he's kind of unburdening himself a little bit, and the AI has to kind of guess, oh, she left you, oh, you didn't show up, and then it reacts to him. Like, I liked that scene. That was probably my favorite scene, because and eventually he's like, okay, this is enough with the self-indulgence, we got a situation. But it was, I think, the best example of a little character moment that's obviously just really just him by himself, but him playing against these other digital people, to show where his head's at, and kind of lay out the firmament of the episode. I think that may be the first time I've used firmament in a sentence.
I love it.
Yeah, thank you.
I still haven't.
Rick, favorite part of John's firmament.
Are you back from hiatus? From our hiatuses?
Phenomena.
Phenomena. Do. Rick,
I like the visual effects of the end of the sealing the breach. Yeah, it's just, and I like you all said, that I couldn't remember what this episode was about, but I remembered that scene from the first time I saw this episode 20 years ago or whatever. So yeah, it's just, it's the reasoning behind it is a little vague, but I think the visuals of it are pretty awesome.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Another moment I liked, it was just small, but Picard asks the computer before he goes into the holodeck, how long before we reach wherever the heck they're going? So he knows how much time he's got to play in the holodeck, even though he doesn't use it. So he was considering it, I think. I don't know. What else, Chris? What else we got?
My favorite parts of the episode, what John said, the turbo lift scene was the neatest shift in the episode, but the first scene between Jean-Luc and Janice in the conference room. Because again, I just found it so mature and refreshing, and actually kind of wry and funny. Lie to me. Oh, just lie to me. All right. It was raining. I didn't know where it was. All right. And the fact that she said, you were afraid I was going to make you ordinary. And, it's just like when you think of what Robert said to Jean-Luc about in Family, again, we're going all meta here, but it's just like, she's probably right, because he had to be the golden child. He had to be the Picard. And maybe he was worried that she would make him mediocre. She would zap some of his fire. So again, just wonderful little stuff. And it's just so interesting to me, and so different than what you normally see on a TV show. So the 47, I don't know if there's a 47 in this one, except for the 47
picture.
The 47 datas.
Oh, the 47 datas.
Yeah,
I sent you a picture.
Is that what that picture was for?
Yes. Read the closed captioning on the picture.
It's on my phone here. Let's see. The
picture.
I
didn't know what you sent that for.
It's also listed on IMDb.
Albie, Albie just sends stuff so randomly sometimes we don't know.
In other words, he doesn't look at the stuff I send.
Okay,
no, I do.
Fair, Albie, that
you send a lot of stuff.
That little gift that you sent, or not? It was an Instagram post, like a banana in the butt. Like what? Had nothing. I'm like, I don't blame you at all, Chris.
Thank you. And this is a scene where Data's saying between 28 and 47 minutes. That's exactly what Albie said. So that's the 47.
So that was the ETA of something, the next time wave or something. Yeah. So 47 was right there. Because early on in season 1, there wasn't a lot of 47, so we were questioning why even doing it. But I think from here on out, there's a lot of 47.
All right. So it's time for some trivia. Woo! And this is going to be a contest between John and Rick. I'm going to take 2 trivia cards. And you guys are going to get 3 questions. I got you both for 3 questions each.
All right.
Bring it. You're ready.
I doubt if both of you will not get them, but just in case, I'm here as a backup.
I have to take off my glasses to read these.
Right? I'm a lifeline, right, Chris?
All right, John. John's going to go first. because J comes before R. In the
Usually.
motion
The way I do it, it
picture.
does.
Hey, wow. Oh no. In the motion Who's Mannheiming now? In the motion picture, The Undiscovered Country, where are Captain Kirk and Dr. McCoy sentenced to prison after being convicted of Chancellor Gorkon's death?
It's the ice planet with the with the snow monster, like
yeah,
with the
and,
shape shifting supermodel.
But that's you still haven't named the place. So.
No, I'm not going to.
Archer gets sentenced there as well.
Didn't watch it.
Yeah,
didn't see it.
Rick, you can steal.
Is it Hoth? Is it Hoth?
No.
Oh, it's Rura Pente.
It is.
Yes.
I don't
Okay.
even have to turn the card over.
We're
So-
in Klingon.
That actually is familiar. Okay.
Okay, so Rick's got
Yes, Rick,
one.
I think you're right. Can I get a half point?
All right, Rick.
Sign that.
Here's Rick's question. Aside from Dr. Pulaski, with whom does Captain Picard discuss his heart condition in the Next Generation episode Samaritan Snare?
Hmm.
I'm gonna guess. I'll guess if you don't have one.
Well, I mean, it's his.
Is it Crusher? Wesley?
It is
Wait,
Wesley
I don't-
Crusher. Woo! All right. Was okay. There you go. John, this is your question. The original series episode, The Alternative Factor, my favorite,
But what
is the first Star Trek episode to deal with what notion of duality?
Oh my god. The alternative factor. Okay, so I know it's not the mirror universe. Episode duality. Well, you got your classics there. You got your good and evil. You got your man versus nature over there. You got your life and death. You know, it's got all those. You got.
It's much simpler than you're making it, man.
You know, it's got your man and
almost
woman.
there.
Is it man and woman? You got your, you got your up and your down. You're in space.
All right.
These things are super relative.
Rick to steal.
Matter and antimatter.
No,
then what
this
are they
whole
asking?
episode was about a parallel universes.
Well, yeah,
what
but
if
no.
Lazarus?
One was Lazarus matter, and one was Lazarus antimatter.
So,
Well, it just is-
if I had
that-
said, well, no, it's not the mirror universe. It's just a different universe.
I'd
It's
say
just
then John
parallel.
gets it. I would
Parallel universes.
Parallel universes. Okay.
So
Which
the
is,
mirror universe is
kind
very
of
more
appropriate.
specific to Star Trek.
It's appropriate
And
for this one.
And the alternative factor did not bring up the mirror universe, just the idea of a parallel universe.
Okay.
So I can't give
But
it
this
to you,
one
John.
was antimatter, though.
So,
'Cause when they touched it, it exploded.
Rick
Yes?
Tatro. So nobody gets that one. In the motion picture, The Final Frontier, Captain Kirk and Dr. McCoy attempt to teach what campfire song to Captain
Oh,
Spock?
God, row your boat. The most embarrassing scene in any freaking movie ever.
Row,
All right.
row your boat.
All right. That's 3 for Rick.
Yay.
That's right.
Good job, Admiral Cadet.
As there should be.
John.
Look at what's behind him and look at what's behind me. He's going to get the Star Trek stuff.
Sid played the voice of Sally in Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
It was Captain Spock. The Next Generation episode, The Measure of a Man, first shows that what casino game is regularly played amongst the Enterprise D crew?
What casino game?
Yep.
Is it poker?
It is poker.
Yay.
Hey.
Good job.
That's one for John.
Amaze.
The last one for Rick. Which original series episode was filmed at Vasquez Rocks near a rock spur now known as Gorn Rock?
Oh my God.
Well, thank you. I was going to say I can give a list now, but yeah, Arena.
All
Ding,
right,
ding,
so
ding, ding,
that's
ding.
4-1. I think Rick gets it.
Like,
Also,
that's
Friday's
I actually
Child.
would have gotten that one.
You probably would have.
Friday's Child was filmed there too, and parts of Shore Leave, I think.
My
A
ignorance
lot,
actually helped
and
me
a lot of
because
ones after.
Arena's the only one whose name I know, so that would have worked out well.
I'm sure there's a Voyager and a DS9 that was filmed out there.
Yeah.
So it's funny because I saw Yacht Rock review last week. I'm going to see Gorn Rock review next week. All right, so it's time for some Trek and Tells.
Well,
Anybody else who played the
It's
voice
not
of
the hits.
Sally in Nightmare Before
Wait, what
Christmas?
hits?
What do you? Who played the voice of what?
Sally in Nightmare Before Christmas. Anybody?
I've
Oh,
never seen Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh my god!
What?
I saw it once.
I'm
Was
so
it
jelly.
Was it Kathy Bates? It wasn't Kathy Bates, was it? No, it's not Kathy Bates.
Kaylee Cuoco.
No,
You guys are on the right track.
Danny Elfman was Jack.
Danny Elfman was a voice in it? Thought he just did the music.
He was the voice. He was the singing. No, he was the voice. No, actually, he was the singing voice, and
The talking voice of someone else. Right?
yeah, Christopher, the Fright Night
Eccleston.
guy. No, the guy from Fright Night. He was the Prince Humperdinck. He was the talking
Sarandon, Chris Sarandon.
Chris Sarandon. Yeah.
Very good.
Oh my
No
God.
guesses? Does anybody want to know?
It's gonna
Barbara
bug me.
Stanwyck.
Ooh, close.
Ida Lupino.
No, don't tell me. I want to save it for the
Wolfman
end of
Jack.
the episode.
And Margaret.
Okay.
Because
Type below if you know the answer.
there's a chance it'll bubble to the surface on its own.
Okay. Sometimes I have that because I got over 40 brain where I have to give me 2 minutes and I'll think of it
Yeah.
because it's in there somewhere.
Look at the moon or something.
Trek and Tells. Who has the Trek and Tell? I'm sure Admiral Cadet Rick has a Trek and Tell.
I
behind
do. And it on its surface, it's not particularly impressive.
No.
In fact, many of you may have a set
I
of
have one
these.
right here behind me.
What is it? Blueprints?
Star Trek Blueprints, the Franz Josef Star Trek Blueprints of the original Enterprise. What makes this so special to me, though, is, there you go. My father died when I was 14.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you. So am I. But when I was 11, he took me for my 11th birthday. It was when Gene Roddenberry was touring with the blooper reels and the black and white print of The Cage. And he took me to the Bushnell in Hartford, Connecticut, to see Gene Roddenberry. And that's when I first learned how to pronounce George Takei's name, because I had always said Takei or something. So, I was just trying to pronounce it phonetically. And they had order forms from Lincoln Enterprises where you could order stuff, and I got a tribble and some insignia patches and stuff. And what I didn't know is that my dad got the blueprints and gave them to me later, and
wow.
I still have them, and they're
Very cool.
one of this. And he also gave me the original tech manual that Franz Josef wrote as well, but that's in a box somewhere.
The blue one? Is that what it was?
The black one.
Oh, the black one. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The hardcover. And
That's a good dad.
yeah. He was a good guy.
That's really awesome, man.
Is that how you got into Star Trek, watching with dad?
I believe so. That's what my mom told me. I mean, I don't remember a time when I wasn't into Star Trek. But
Is that how you got into like engineering and building stuff?
What,
Or
from
you
looking
always
at the
into that too?
blueprints?
Yeah, like being into learning.
Yeah,
how to
I always wanted to
blueprints.
know how stuff worked. Yeah. I used to
Cool.
take radios apart
Very
all the
cool.
time, but I was never very good at getting them back together.
I think that's where we all started, right? Yeah. Very cool.
Thank you.
John, do you have a Trek and Tell?
Nope.
Okay then. I actually have one. I got this week, just out of the blue. My brother was visiting all week last week, and we went to a new store in town that's kind of like, it's called the Bearded Hoarder, and he's just got like a bunch of like collectibles and some antiques and just like stuff. Like just, it's kind of like a little curiosity shop. And this was back behind the counter, and I have never seen one of these in real life, and I had to have it. I was assured that this is an actual
Oh wow!
Migo.
Wow.
The Migo Klingon. The only thing that I think it might be, because I got it from what I understand, these go for like, 100, 200. This one, he gave it to me for like 75. And I think it's because it was like left in the sun, and there's like a blemish here, I think, where you can see his tunic stuck to the plastic. That's the only thing. But from what I can see,
That
this
is a really good value.
This is the Klingon that was on the bridge set that I had as a kid, but we never had this. I still have my Migo McCoy right behind me, as you can see. That's the last one that I don't know where the other Spock went. I don't know where Kirk went. But so now I got what I thought was essentially the most rare one. So I found this just on, and I said, where am I going to see this again?
Yeah.
I love the fact that all the phasers that were in the Enterprise crew, they were these powder blue, but that phaser that's right there where his cockenspiel is red, and so is his communicator. So yeah, it's a neat.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
You're gonna hang it up on your shelf there?
I have it up where I don't have a radio yet. So it's
okay.
yeah, it's up there.
Very nice. Very nice.
So, yeah.
I only have two, Kirk and Spock, and I can't remember where I got them.
And this guy, what's great about him is he says, "Spock, help me, Spock, help me,
That's
Spock."
nice. Migo in package. That's pretty rare.
Yeah.
And and I asked him. I said, "Is this like an original one?" Because I know they probably recreate them. And
Yeah, they have redone
they
them,
did a
but
re-release.
It's obvious on the packaging.
Yeah.
So he said, "No, this is the real deal." So I
Yeah.
said, "All right, yeah, let me get it."
The ad for the communicators on those giant walkie-talkie communicators kind of gives it away that it's an original.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've never seen that back because I've seen the front of Mego's original, but never the back. And the back of the new ones say they're reprints and stuff.
Okay, all right.
Really
so there
nice.
we go.
Yeah.
Oh,
really
and I
nice.
didn't realize they have the salt vampires in the screen
yeah?
there. You see that? Yeah.
Nice.
Look at that.
Wow. Yeah, that whole set that went with all of them. Very nice. That's a grail if I ever find one.
Yeah.
I had it, so it's probably still somewhere up in my parents' garage.
Go digging, man.
Yeah. It's a lot. Trust me, but I'll find
Your retirement's in your parents' garage right there.
it. I'll find it one day. One day. There's no original packaging. It's probably all moldy, so there's no retirement. It's just me getting, some kind of lung infection. But I remember
both are
this. I
good.
used to have this.
Both are good. I had the Wizard of Oz one as a kid. This was before I watched Star Trek, so I didn't have the Star Trek one. But it was a very similar set.
Who did I say played Sally? Did I say Kathy Bates?
Yes, you were close with
No,
that.
I meant Catherine O'Hara. It's Catherine O'Hara.
Yes. Ding, 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 ding,
Yeah.
ding.
Oh,
She got it.
She's
I
dead,
w- Yeah, I was like, I could see her like this cat. Yeah, so this is I've got over 40 brain as well, so I knew who it was, and I had the wrong Kathy. But
Yep.
I
I was a very big fan of hers and a big fan of Sally, and I had no idea she was Sally until after she passed. So I was like, wow, that's weird.
yeah, she's
But once you know, you can hear
stuff.
it right away. Yeah, but I just never associated her with that character. I recommend watching it, Chris. It's a fun experience.
Oh, I always intend to. So
Yeah,
it'll
Tim Burton,
happen.
if you
It'll
like that
happen
kind
one
of
day.
thing.
It'll happen
Yeah,
one day.
It's great.
Yep.
It's great.
Albie, did we skip over you? Do you have a track and tell?
I really don't.
Okay.
I have something for the closing credits, and it's something tangentially to do with
Uh-huh.
the episode.
All right.
Nothing really. Oh, and check out on my other channel my full review of Memory of Billy Zane. You might remember him from Back to the Future trilogy, and Trisha Helfer, 6 from Battlestar Galactica.
6 of 12.
Yes, if you want to feel like you had a stroke or are having a stroke, watch this movie, Memory.
That is a ringing endorsement.
Yeah.
Final thoughts and ratings out of 5 silly objects. You can go up to 10. Why don't we start with Cadet Rick Tatro? Final thoughts and ratings for We'll Always Have Paris.
Final thoughts. I think that if we were to do a top 10 of season 1, this would definitely be in that top 10. I think this is a perfectly serviceable episode that we are spoiled by what is to come. So, I think that given when this episode was done, the hurdles it had to jump to get finished, I think it's fine. It's just compared to the rest of the Next Generation, fine is kind of a low bar, but I think putting it in its temporal context, it's a fine episode, and I give it 3 antimatter pitchforks.
All right.
Wow.
Very good. John, the beautiful John Irons.
I said what I said. It was so just to remind the audience, my rating scale, a 3 is like I think of it like letter grades. So a 3 is like it's fine. A 3 is like a C plus, B minus. A 4 is an A, 5 is an A plus out of 5. This is a 2.6, slightly better than mid. And I give it a 2.6 carefully placed fencing foils gently into their case out of 5.
All right. I'm not going to steal yours, Chris. So I got to come up with something else when I'm speaking. This
you can steal mine. It's okay.
I was originally going to go for a 2.5, 2.5, but talking it out and explaining what I liked about it and hearing what you guys liked about it and seeing that, I think it bumped it up a little bit for me. So I am going to grade it on early TNG, not TNG overall, probably. And I'm going to go with 3 cans of antimatter out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
Is that like an antimatter pitchfork?
Yeah.
That's what you use the pitchfork on.
Yeah.
I see.
Okay, I'll go with something else. Shoulders? 3 double Eiffel Towers. I don't know. I'm lost.
Is that 6
Eiffel
Eiffel Towers? Right.
Yeah, 3 double Eiffel Towers.
Right.
You guys know what we're talking about, right? Because he comes out and he looks straight ahead, and the Eiffel Tower is right in front of him, and then they go it's like a 2-shot with
and
him,
quite far away.
Yeah, and they go to a 2-shot with him and the waiter, the maitre d', and the Eiffel Tower is like over his shoulder.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I missed that completely.
It was a glitch in the holodeck.
It's AI. Sometimes they're going to put 2 Eiffel Towers.
Sure.
It's a glitch. It's a glitch in the Matrix.
Yeah, it's like having 8
it
fingers
wasn't
on
a
your.
mistake. They were showing how AI works. It's Paris. You got to put a.
The early days of the holodeck.
Tower. Yeah,
and worked out the kinks.
Got it. Well, for my final thoughts and ratings, I mean, I know you guys are sort of grading this on a season 1 curve. To me, as I've been saying this entire time, season 1 is the most interesting season of Next Gen to me. So I grade this on this is a very interesting episode to me. It had a lot going on. Maybe it was a little disjointed. Maybe some of it was a little bit, forced and contrived. But on the whole, I liked every part of the episode. And I really wish that Next Gen had kept some of this rough feel, some of this before it got so staid and stodgy and homogenized. And again, season 1 is just a delight to me. It's just, you just don't expect these characters to behave this way. And I always find it fascinating. So, not only is this a standout for season 1, it's a standout of Next Gen, the 3 datas and the Picard relationship stuff. I will give this 4.7 phallus phones out of 5.
Wow.
All right, and he had 4.7. That he was.
You know what? Give him a minute. He'll get up to 5.
And we want to know what you out there think of We'll Always Have Paris. Do I like it inordinately? Do I like it too much? Do you have your own homemade phallus phone? You can tell us below right here at youtube.com/@Treksploration. Let us know what you think of this episode, and you can always support the show on our Patreon site. That's patreon.com/Treksploration. There you'll find many tiers where you can contribute. You can be like a cadet. You can go there. That's patreon.com/Treksploration. Support the show any way that you see fit. You can also follow us on Instagram. That's instagram.com/TreksplorationPod. You can follow us on Blue Sky. I've never seen it, but it's at Treksploration.bluesky.social.
Blue Sky.
We also have an email. Tell us what you think of this episode, TreksplorationPod@gmail.com. And you can send me your pipe laying organ, your cock and spiels to P.O. Box 542, Bayport, New York 11705. That's P.O. Box 542, Bayport, New York.
Box as in shoebox of 20s.
11705. Yes, please. Shoebox full of 20s.
Speaking of email, Chris, did you see the email we got from Listen Linda? Listen, Linda.
Oh, no. So what did she say?
She is back from Italy. And she's going to be joining us. Yes, and she's going to be joining us soon for an episode review of Star Trek Scouts.
Oh, Star Trek Scouts is still a thing?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. It'll be nice.
Bangers, all bangers.
Okay, you say so. Well, thank you,
excited.
Linda. I'm looking forward to it, Linda. Thank you for reaching out. You can also support the show in many ways. Albie's going to put up some QR codes here. And you can just scan it with your phone and you can give there. You can also buy us a coffee. That's buymeacoffee.com/Treksploration. And in so doing, you can be like Rocky O, who's bought us a coffee, and the lifetime members of Treksploration, the omnipotent Willard. And we want to thank them and the rest of our crew of intrepid Trek Explorers, who include Cadet Listen Linda, Cadet Rick Tatro, who's here.
Right there. The guy's right there.
Whatever, that guy, whoever his name is. Cadet John Irons, our Lieutenant Commander Scott Seligman, Cosplay Dad, and Christian Daljo, and our Captain, of course, Captain on the Bridge, Captain Charles from Texas. We want to thank our free patrons as well. Thank you so much for subscribing there on the Patreon site. Send us photos for your credits. You can also support us right here on YouTube. Again, we have some cadets on our YouTube supporters. That includes Christian Daljo again. And of course, the Barsoom, Shant Barsoomian. Thank you guys for
you can hype this video. You can send us gifts. You can do all the things.
Smash that.
Go shopping. There's a shopping tab. Smash.
Smash it, we say. Smash it. So just remember, any comments that you use or any comments that you send may be used in an upcoming episode of Treksploration. Speaking of upcoming episodes, Albie, we got a lot on the horizon. What's going on?
We do.
Besides this Listen Linda stuff.
I don't know when this one's dropping. Hopefully in June. But coming up on our TNG rewatch, we have Conspiracy.
Are we going to get the greatest impersonation of all? Isn't that the one?
It's a mind-blowing episode.
Gotcha. I'm thinking of the drumhead. I don't know, but Conspiracy.
I brought down bigger men than you, Picard.
That's what I love. I was just trying to bait you into saying that. And should we let everybody know that we also have gotten screeners for Strange New Worlds.
Strange New Worlds.
We are primed to review Strange New Worlds. Our reviews will be dropping as the episodes drop in weeks to come. So
I can't say anything.
You need to watch. You need to watch that. So you need to watch for that, and then watch us talk about that.
Yes, you watch that. We're having major, awesome Trekfluencer guests on.
Yes, we have quite a number of different Trek.
Quite a rundown of our friends that are going to join us.
Right. So Albie takes care of all of that. I just sit down at the mic. I'm like, oh, you're here. That's
I
great.
do the booking. Chris does the writing. And we're excited to have some people that your friends.
John does the
John, you bring the people in with your intelligence, wittiness, and beauty.
Okay. So we got all of that going for us.
Yes. I have watched an episode or 6, and I can't wait to talk about
it. So we have all that to look forward to. So much going on here at Treksploration.
Yes, and Best and Worst of Voyager.
Oh, yeah, we're doing that.
When this comes out, the story of 7 of 9, the complete story. So check that out.
Wow, wait.
Share that one around.
It's too much.
Is that all we got?
It's too much. Isn't that enough?
Are we still doing a Strange New Worlds season recap before the season starts?
Yes.
Oh, we are?
Okay, so
Okay.
that'll be out before those. So look out for that. And of course, we have the WWE Night of Champions with Matt Myra, Steve Shives, and myself.
And we'll also be reviewing in concurrently with Strange New Worlds, Stuart Fails to Save the Universe on HBO Max.
Very excited for that one.
So we're going to be doing all that too for our Big Bang fans out there and for
Yes.
more general fandom of different sci-fi properties.
Also, it'll never happen, but I will continue my quest to try to get Chris to watch Gargoyles based on the awesomeness of the show,
It might happen.
but also the cast being chock full of Star Trek alums.
I just came
And
out
if
of,
you-
came out of
oh,
nowhere.
Classic videos that are already out that we know are already out. If you want to see me and Chris stuck in the drive-through for a half hour and in and out, check it out down below.
That's right.
Shenanigans happen.
We only had our vibraphone to keep us company.
Yeah, and after all of it, they
I'm sorry,
forgot
what?
the onions. Vibraphone. They forgot the onions. But it's a fun hang. We're in the drive-through for like, I want to say 45 minutes. But I cut it down to a half hour.
I'm bringing this train wreck to an end. For Treksploration, I'm Chris.
And I'm Albie.
And I'm John.
And I'm Rick.
And we'll see you next time.
Later, skaters.
Treksploration is a podcast, yeah. Chris and Albie and sometimes John talking Trek all night and day, making no sense along the way. Published author of the Seeker book, father of Serenity, former cook. The beautiful John Irons is our friend. When we get together, it never ends. Original series and next gen. Captain Archer is our friend. Albie loves Voyager in DS9. Archer is our friend. Chris watches Enterprise all the time. Archer is our friend. New episodes, they come and go. All Star Trek is our favorite show. We get guests we can't afford. If you are new, then welcome aboard. It's Albie's only job, so donate well. Like and subscribe and ring that bell. Original series and next gen. Captain Archer is our friend. Albie loves Voyager in DS9. Archer is our friend. Chris watches Enterprise all the time. Archer is our friend. New episodes, they come and